read and you're tuned into written articles on camera?
Christian.
Okay. Were you born in America?
Yes.
Your parents?
Born here, down south, Tennessee.
Boom, Tennessee? All right then.
Well, my mom is from here. My father's family's from down south, Tennessee.
What was your first encounter or experience dealing with violence in America? It could be work, outside, job, school.
Violence in America. I remember in the newspaper when was it Amadou Diallo got killed, and I remember seeing in the newspaper the drawing of how the cops were standing outside his building as he stood on the stoop after they shot him at least 40 something times. It stands out to me because that was literally down the block from my house. I think it was Wheeler Avenue, and because he pulled out, they thought it was a gun, but it was really his wallet. That many times.
Right.
I think that's a little excessive, you know. And that was the first time. I can't remember how old I was, but this was actually before 9/11, so I was like pretty young. That's scary. Like, you die for a wallet. Like a wallet.
Do you feel that police usually judge before they act, or they act and then judge?
I feel like they do judge before they act, mainly because they not from where we're from. You have take for instance a police officer who is from, I don't know, Long Island or something like that, or outside of the city, outside of where we're from, and you put them in Wagner projects or where I'm from, Bronx River projects, they scared. So their first initial reaction is going to be, I'm going to protect myself. I'm going to shoot from this person that's wearing a North Face Tim's jeans and a hoodie. They're scared. They're not from. I could just be going to the store regular. Some of them are biased, and they feel like everybody who wears a hoodie and a pair of jeans and shit like that is a dog.
Do you feel that it's because, like you said, they're outside, they're not from that area, or also because they're taught that when they're trained? Do I think that it's only because for where they're from, or because they're taught that when they're trained?
I think it's both. Like I said, they don't know. They're not where we from. Like how Shamar's dressed right now. Somebody may think that he's a thug. I don't think that he's a thug. He doesn't pose as a threat to me. He just has a regular hoodie on. It's cold outside. But they might see that as, oh, you're wearing a hoodie. You may have a gun underneath in your waist, or you just stole something, or you're wearing a hoodie because you're gonna rob a store, or whatever the case may be. It's the portrayal.
How do you fit? How does that affect you mentally, emotionally, physically?
I'll tell you a story. One evening, I was going into my building, and the DT officer asked me where I was going. I'm going home. I'm standing waiting for the elevator. Oh, you live here? Yes. Do you live here?
I can't.
And it's like that makes you feel uncomfortable when you in your own building. Am I dressed the wrong way? Am I do I look like I'm gonna hurt somebody? I've had a couple of instances where that is sometimes I feel uncomfortable walking behind white people or white women or whatever the case may be at night. I shouldn't have to feel like I have to cross the street, especially with the whole Black Lives Matter thing last year. The riots and stuff like that. It was damn near like open season for black people. And you try not to look as scary as, I'm a big black dude with a beard, So it's like, you're a threat, Same thing with Trayvon Martin, him having a hoodie on with Skittles and Arizona. How many times do you go to the store and get what you want with I just want to throw a hoodie on real quick and just go to the store? That's basically what it was.
Yeah.
You can't help that. That's what you want to wear. That's what you want to wear. You know what I'm saying? Like, but people still gonna look at you like, oh, he's a threat because he has a hoodie on.
Do you think that that feeling of a threat is what people think is racism, or do you think that that's something just because they want to feel that way?
I think it's a portrayal also. Like I said, shit that white people watch on TV. Oh, look at these videos, look at these hoodlums, look what they doing, this, that, and the third, look what they, but every black person with a hoodie on or a sweatshirt or jeans or whatever is not like that, so I think it's what they see on TV.
Do you also believe that, and usually it is what black people portray black people as, it's black people making these films and expressing them this way and making them this way. Do you think that they should stop?
No.
Or
that's us. That's what we do. Like it's not what I'm not saying as far as the action of, robbing people and stealing and shit like that. That's just, I'm talking about like as for like we really on the topic of how we dress, like, and how we look. If I want to wear a beard, then I'm gonna rock the beard. If I want to cut off all my facial hair, I'm cut off all my facial hair. If I want to wear a hoodie, if I want to wear a suit, if I want to wear whatever, it shouldn't. Your perception of me shouldn't be I'm violent.
right.
If I put on a suit, your perception of me shouldn't be like, wow, he's the most professional person I've ever seen in my entire life. I could wear a suit and rob you pull out a gun and rob you right there. It can happen any which way.
No, yeah.
No,
that's so true. That's I'm like, wow. Like, you can be the best looking guy and still rob somebody. How old is your son now?
My son is 7.
How do you feel raising him in America?
I have no problem. I just let him know the do's and the don'ts, the ifs, ands, and buts, how to carry yourself. Be careful. You got to be careful of all your surroundings. See, the difference between me is that I was in the military and I've been around, racist stuff. And I've like I always say to people every day, you got street smart and then you got book smart. So it's like you have to be both. So I'm looking to teach him both. Be book smart, be an academic achiever, but also, be aware of your surroundings. Don't, my parents always told me, never run towards a fight, even though I want to see who getting their ass whooped, you know what I'm saying? But, you never know with these days, people's pulling out guns and, just be safe, be smart, and that's basically it. That's I have no problem teaching him that,
Do you feel that it's going to be harder to raise him in this America, or was it harder for you growing up in your America?
That's actually a good question. All right, so let's take an example. Like let's take, we didn't have phones back then. So if you was going outside, you gotta be upstairs at a certain time, because we didn't have phones. Let's say we didn't have phones. Now that my son is gonna grow up in an era where technology is crazy, I can FaceTime you, write you on any network that's possibly can to see exactly where you at. You drop me your location, whatever. But then you still have these people, these crazy people out here that's just still snatching people up. You know what I'm saying? It was the same way in the 90s. It's just, you just have to be very 50-50 with raising your kids.
Right.
You gotta give them a little space, and then you gotta, be like, okay, no, you can't go there. It's a dub. So. Let's
go into the movie now. So you said you watched American Skin.
Mm-hmm.
So what was, because you actually watched it, I want to talk about like the police brutality in that one. So what was your reaction to actually seeing like the white officers, the Hispanic officers, the black officer react to that one situation? Because they all reacted totally different. Like, so for example, you had the friend of the cop that shot him.
Yeah.
Shot the boy.
Yeah.
And he was trying to stick up for him.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the Hispanic one who was racist to his own kind.
Yeah.
Even the female officers that was Hispanic as well. And then you had the black captain who just, was trying to
diffuse the situation.
Yeah, just trying to diffuse it.
Yeah.
So how do you feel their reactions were in that situation.
You see how you just named 3 different races
Yeah.
in that whole movie. When it comes to police, and I'm gonna tell you I'm speaking from a military point of view. When y'all all got the same uniform on,
Right.
that's your race. So
Good
you're
move.
gonna defend your race as much as possible with a little sprinkle of your own opinions.
Right.
When it comes to a police getting killed or another a cop doing something they're not supposed to be doing, they're all gonna stick together regardless of what race they are. That's not taken away from people being racist on the force, because
Right.
those people grew up in that mentality, you know. So that doesn't take it away. You know, it's like I said, it's a sprinkle of, all right, we are cops, we're gonna stick together, but then I'm gonna sprinkle the fact that I don't like black people. I don't like Spanish people. Look how the Spanish guy was saying, "Oh, you guys are all violent. Look at what they look how you act on this."
And now he had tattoos. One of them had
Yes,
tattoos.
oh, you got tattoos and blah blah blah, and I guess he was trying to pass off as a white boy, and it wasn't. He was Spanish,
Yeah.
you know, and
He was only trying to see blue. Like
yeah, he was only trying to see blue, but he was really like racist against his own kind.
Right.
You know, he tried to separate. Some people were really embarrassed about their race and try to really separate,
Yeah.
you know, from their culture.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've seen it. I've seen it a lot. I've seen it on like shows, depicted on shows, stuff like that. So
I feel like a lot of the times, like there's always gonna be racism also like where we're from as well, because even like that he was a Hispanic guy and he
Yeah.
was mad racist
Yeah.
because the woman was a cop and
Yeah.
she was Hispanic. Then you had the guy that had tattoos and mind you, he wasn't even in a gang. I think one of them wasn't. He just had tattoos. One of them was.
he assumed that he was in.
Yeah,
he had tattoos.
And he's like, how do you know that that's, you know, what it was? And he was so mad. And I was just like, you see, you judging his cover and you didn't even know who he is.
I remember I got arrested when I was young, and I had to take pictures. They take pictures of your tattoos.
Oh.
And I have this one tattoo. It says King Chris on it. So they were asking me, "Oh, you some type of blood member or whatever Latin King?" I'm like, first of all, I can't be Latin King. You see how dark I am, but it is what it is. But
Nah,
they and this tattoo was like because I used to throw parties back in the day, and that was like my AOL screen name or some shit like that. And plus, I won prom king in school, so that's how I took the name. But look how it affiliated and it changed from, you know, being prom king in school and then now
So
I'm a
Latin
fucking Latin king or some shit like that, or MS-13 or whatever, you know. And hey, that's just the way they perceive us. But you know, it's fucked up.
Yeah.
That you can't express yourself in different manners.
Do you feel that being black in America, especially as a man, that you have less of the freedom to express yourself?
No, you could say to answer that question, look at the movie. Right? That movie, we seen that movie. That movie should have been like on some, like if Disney put it out. You know what I'm saying? Like the promotion for the movie
It
was
big.
It should have been big. Because it was a good movie. It was action, it was, you know, it was emotional stuff. Like I personally think it was like a good 10 out of 10.
No, yeah, I agree.
You know, and
I
the
agree.
promotion. Look at the person that wrote the movie. He was shitted on previously because of the movies that he you know wants to portray, and I think you know it's just too real. You know, it's so funny because I started asking myself, why this and why that and why this and why that? Why we haven't learned this in school? Why are we knowing about this stuff now? Because, you know, the white man set it up to where we don't know shit. You know, I shouldn't now as a grown man know that the richest man in the world was a black man, Massa Musa. You know what I'm saying? I should have known that before. You know, like there's many different examples. I can't even think of it right now of the shit that I'm just now finding out.
Right.
You know, zoning laws and shit like that. Like they zone shit to keep people in certain neighborhoods. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
You know. So to answer your question, no, we can express ourselves, but just know that it's gonna be some type of backlash or some dirt thrown on your name or something is going to transpire if you know of what you say or what you do. Look at what's that movie? Oh God, what's the movie that just came out? The Black Messiah.
Oh.
I don't know if you've seen that.
I didn't see it yet, but I know.
With Fred Hampton.
Yeah.
Look what he was doing. They went into his house, drugged him, and then murdered him. Then this is what the FBI does this. The people that's supposed to protect the people,
They don't protect.
and they killing people. Same thing with Malcolm X. Same thing with Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, all that shit. Like it is.
The government usually is out to protect themselves.
Yeah, they trying to protect the republic. They gotta like if you violate, you gotta go.
Yo, Shamar, like what? Okay. Now we really summed up most of what. Oh, we didn't do revenge. That's the last one.
Revenge.
So your definition of revenge from the movie and your own personal perspective. That's my last one.
Oh, my definition of revenge.
Yeah, from the movie
from
and
the
then
movie?
your personal definition.
I was very surprised at the end of the movie that he didn't shoot Homeboy in his head. I think that was a good message. I think it was a good message, the way it carried out. But then, unfortunately, you know, spoiler alert. But you know, he didn't make it to the end of the movie. You know. Oh, you didn't see the movie? I'm sorry.
I done told you the end of the movie.
Yeah, he didn't. He
wasn't paying attention.
So, in my definition of revenge, I'm gonna be honest with you. You gotta feel what I feel. You killed my son. You know, we gonna have. There's gonna be some repercussions. There's no way in the world I could go home and live with that. Like there's like, and then talking like real life events where you know the guy got shot 7 times in his back and was almost paralyzed in front of his kids. Yeah. Nah, we're not having that. I'm sorry. We gotta go to war. I'm sorry. It is what it is.
No, it's a lot.
Because you're not. So I'm supposed to get shot in the back 7, 9, 10 times, and I'm just gonna go home.
Yeah.
And not say nothing. Same thing with the girl that got killed in her apartment. Oh, we accidentally raided her apartment and shot her up.
Why did you shoot me?
Yeah.
Like, why is that the case?
People getting like these Karens out here and stuff like that. People can't. Oh, why are you delivering? I work for DoorDash. Oh, do you really work for DoorDash? Like shit like that.
I have your food.
That's disrespectful.
Yeah. Like
you know. So how much more disrespect and violence and brutality we gonna take? Another 400, 500, 600 more years? Nah, no.
What advice do you have for everyone being Black in America growing up now?
Keep your head on a swivel. Be vigilant. You know, be positive. Stick to you. Be you. And just be careful of your surroundings. That's it.